Man City versus Basel now leading 4-0 in aggregate for Man City. Is this a tough match to predict, Martin?
I think it is, simply because there's no real need for Man City to push on and attack. They've pretty much got the tie wrapped up. They've got both legs really into the next round. I do think this is a bit easier than the Liverpool v Porto game to call, because I think Man City are better than Liverpool and Basel are a lot worse than Porto. So I still expect Man City to win this one, and I think they'll win it to nil. Basel didn't really show much in the way of attacking flair in the first game, and I can't see them getting much of the ball against Man City. Had. So you can get about 1.8 on Man City to win to nil, which I think looks pretty good. I don't think we'll see as many goals in this game as we did in the previous one. I can imagine Pep Guardiola rotating his squad a little bit to rest some of the players, but I still think he'll want to keep the momentum going that he's gained from winning the last 3 games over Arsenal twice and Chelsea. So I think they'll take it reasonably seriously and put together an average sort of scoreline win, 2-0, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I think it's, it is a little bit sort of like the Liverpool Porto game. Man City, they've got such a comfortable lead that they will be rotating players. Win to nil, both teams to score no, something like that was what I was looking at. But with them rotating players, does it make the sort of the back line more open than it would? Do you think Basel will try to score a goal? Obviously, you feel quite confident in that win to nil, but it doesn't bother you, is my question, that they will be rotating players.
Well, I think fortunately with Man City, they've got 4 pretty strong central defenders. So, I mean, if they take out Company and Otamendi, then they've still got Laporte and John Stones. So you've got £100 million worth of talent right there, and they'll be desperate to make a name for themselves and show their manager that they can be trusted at this level. And I think the way that Man City play is very much to control possession. So even though they don't have the greatest defenders on paper, they've conceded the fewest goals in England this season just by having so much of the ball, really, just by yielding so little possession. I think Basel might be a bit awed by playing at the Etihad against this great team. And I still think they'll put out a reasonably strong side. Their squad players are pretty good, Man City. They haven't got too many youngsters coming through that are in the Champions League squad to be given a game. So I think even whatever 11 he picks will still have a good chance of winning this game. I don't think they'll show quite as much attacking ambition as they did in the first leg, but I still think they'll get a lot of the ball and reduce Basel to very few chances.
Okay. We've got Longbow CH says Basel is at an all-time low. And then Steven Serban says, I feel like Basel may score a lucky goal. Will they score, Stuart? This is the question. Are you with Martin there? Man City keeping that clean sheet, or will Basel come out and score that goal that they need?
I think Man City will keep a clean sheet. I mean, they are very definitely the stronger side. And as I was saying in the chat on the last video, you don't change a winning side. If you've got a side that's strong, that's doing well and in good form, you don't mess around. You get out there and you put out a decent team and you try to win the game, because if you're taking risks, then suddenly some doubts start to creep in and people think, maybe there's an issue here. That play your best team until they get injured. It's basically the way it goes. And let's be honest, they've pretty much got the league wrapped up by now. How many points they got to lose? They've got to lose something like 15 points for them not to win this league this season. So concentrate on the Champions League, push on, get something out of it, make a real statement, and they can do that in this one. I'm not going win to nil because I found something I preferred a little bit more, but I think it's a good bet. I don't see Man City conceding in this one. Basel just aren't that good, really, not at this level.
Yeah. You make a very good point, actually, that they've got the Premier League pretty much wrapped up. So full concentration on this. You think that they'll be starting off with their strong 11 there, the best 11 to start off the match.
I think the only person you may see rested is Aguero, and of course he's really, really important to them. But he's played a lot of football this season. He normally picks up a few injuries as the season goes on. And he seems to have played quite a lot of football recently. So they may look at it and say, right, we maybe don't need him up front. Who else can we throw in as well? they've got some options.
Okay, Alex, over to you now. Over 2.5 goals is priced 1.44. So bookmakers there are pointing in a high scoring affair. Are we going to see goals?
I think yes. I think that Stuart is totally right here. That Pep Guardiola will rotate two, three players maximum, but he will keep the best structure to start in Champions League. They have a match with Stoke next weekend, so I don't think that we will see many rotations because Stoke, everyone wins against Stoke lately. And even if they play the B team, let's say, who is in the B team? Okay, we have Danilo, Gabriel Jesus, which will come instead of Aguero, Foden, Company, Stones. So whatever B team Pep Guardiola will use, they are three levels upper than Basel. Basel in their last three matches, they lost all three of them without scoring goals. I don't know what's happening there. Normally they are a good side, at least in their domestic league, but their confidence is really low right now. Only a miracle, I think, that the end of the world should come for them to go further in Champions League. I think that they will probably rotate also players. I don't know exactly. I feel that they might do that. I think that Manchester City will destroy them once again.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going Manchester City to win 2-0 at 1.75. I found it, but I like also at 1.8 Manchester City to win both halves at 1.8.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
without conceding any goals. And
Oh.
I wanted to say hi to our Romanian friends. This is the first time I see them on the chat. They are good people, so they will stay with us if they like us for sure.
Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. Hi to all our viewers as well. Love having you on. Your comments, keep them going. Any questions as well about Wednesday's matches? Do put them in the comment section there. We'll try our best to answer them. Stu, what were you going to say?
Alex mentioned Phil Foden. This is a player who is going to go a very, very long way in the game. I've managed to see him a few times playing for England Youth. This guy is way ahead of pretty much everybody else on the pitch. He is a fantastic young player, and if he gets a chance to play in this game, he will do very, very well, because I think the European stage will suit him very, very nicely. He's a brilliant young player.
Okay, we've got Shane says perhaps draw and then Man City as maybe a bore first half. I think I'm more on the lines, I have to say, with Alex there, coming out of the starting block, half time, full time, or to win both halves, something like that. Do you think it's going to be a slow start, Martin?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Sorry, this is the Man City game.
Man City game, yeah. Would you go something like draw halftime? No, still Man City Basel.
I still think I think Man City can be winning this by half time, to be honest. Yeah, I think they'll see a lot of the ball. I think a nice goal relatively early on to steady the nerves, get the crowd on side, and then it will just be like a training exercise after that, just keeping a lot of the ball, having Basel run around after them all evening. Yeah, I can see them being ahead at half time and just cruising to a comfortable victory, really. It's almost like they don't even need to bother with this second leg. Both teams could probably do without it, but you just have to do the formality, really.
Yeah. They will be in front of obviously their fans there at Etihad Stadium, so hoping for a bit of a show. I tell you, just looking at a bet now, just listening to you guys, if we're expecting goals and Man City to keep a clean sheet, not letting goals in, you've got the over 2.5 and both teams to score no at 2.9. It actually goes up to 3.05. Could be an option there to combine them. Both of you on the win to nil, both of you liking goals here. Is that a bet you'd take?
Maybe. I kind of feel like Man City will win something like 2-0.
Okay.
I can see something like that. I don't think they need to show quite as much attacking endeavour as they did in the first game. There's no need to really break their neck to get a third and fourth goal if they're considerably ahead. I just think they'll keep a lot of the ball and just keep it tight and not really give Basel anything. But yeah, you never know. The floodgates could open. The floodgates could open if there's players that want to prove themselves.
Like a sort of an 8-0.
Yeah,
I know we could. Yeah, we could have a. All right. So you're seeming to win to nil. Alex, what were you going to say?
Manchester City to score in the first 30 minutes of the game at 1.72. Maybe that is a really good approach also.
Yeah, not bad at all. Now, Stuart, you've kept us on our toes here, wondering what you're going for. What are you liking in this match?
Absolutely nothing crazy at all. I'm on Manchester City -2, 1.77 with that, Victor. I think if Martin's right, and I think there's a chance, we get our money back. Go any further than that, because I don't think Basel are going to score, then we pick up a win. So 1.77 for Man City -2.
All right. For me, I have to say, leaning on the under 3.5 goals, kind of agreeing with Martin on that one. But I do like your Winton as well. 1.8 is a lean, so please don't please don't follow that, anybody. It's just something I'm looking into.
I was watching the first show, and you had the same approach on PSG versus Real Madrid, if I remember correct.
Yeah.
Well, there I totally don't agree with you in that one. First time I don't agree with you.
Really? Do you know what? I'm definitely more leaning towards under 3.5 goals in PSG versus Real Madrid than Man City versus Basel. I'm a little bit worried that that Man City will just come out of the blocks. It's going to be like shooting practice for them. You know, like Martin said, they may not want to sort of break their necks, but I think they like scoring goals, don't they? You know, they're incredible up front. Basel, we may see anyway, so that's why it's a lean. I just wouldn't be surprised if we will see a sort of a KG, say 2 or 3-0 Man City win, in which case the under 3.5 goals would be covered 1.8. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.